Imagine growing up in a country where your dreams were illegal. Imagine losing your mother as a child, living in poverty, being told that because you were a woman, you could never become a scientist. Now imagine proving the entire world wrong. She didn't inherit wealth. She didn't have powerful connections. She didn't even have a proper laboratory. Yet she became the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, the first person ever to win 2 Nobel Prizes, and the woman whose discoveries would save millions of lives. This is the incredible story of Marie Curie, the woman who discovered the invisible force that changed humanity forever. Chapter 1. A Child with Impossible Dreams. Marie Curie wasn't born famous. She entered the world on November 7, 1867, in Warsaw, Poland, as Maria Sklodowska. Her family believed deeply in education, but life wasn't easy. Poland was under Russian rule, and opportunities, especially for girls, were painfully limited. When Marie was only 10 years old, tragedy struck. Her beloved mother died from tuberculosis. Not long before that, her sister had died from typhus. Most children would have lost hope. Marie chose determination instead. Books became her escape. Science became her passion. She dreamed of changing the world, even when the world insisted she couldn't. Chapter 2. The Sacrifice That Changed Everything. There was one problem. Women weren't allowed to attend university in Poland. So Marie made a difficult decision. She worked as a governess for years, putting her own dreams on hold so she could pay for her sister's education. The sisters made a promise. One day, they would help each other succeed. Years later, that promise was fulfilled. At the age of 24, carrying little more than hope and determination, Marie boarded a train to Paris. She had almost no money. She lived in a tiny attic room. Many nights, she went to bed hungry because she couldn't afford food. Winter was brutal. Sometimes she studied wrapped in blankets because she couldn't afford heating. But while others slept, Marie studied, hour after hour, day after day, dream after dream. Eventually, her hard work paid off. She graduated at the very top of her class in physics and later earned another degree in mathematics. Chapter 3. The Partnership That Made History. In Paris, fate introduced Marie to a quiet, brilliant physicist named Marie Curie. The two shared something far greater than romance. They shared an obsession with discovery. Together, they worked in a small, poorly equipped laboratory. There were no fancy machines, no modern technology, no luxurious research grants. Just 2 brilliant minds refusing to give up. When another scientist discovered mysterious rays coming from uranium, Marie became fascinated. She asked a question that no one else had answered. What exactly was causing this strange energy? That single question would change history. Chapter 4. Discovering the Invisible. After months, then years, of exhausting work, Marie made one of the greatest scientific discoveries ever. She realized that certain elements released energy from inside their own atoms. She gave this mysterious phenomenon a name, radioactivity. Then came another breakthrough. She and Pierre discovered 2 completely new elements. The first was polonium, named after her homeland, Poland. The second was radium, an element so powerful that it glowed in the dark. People around the world were amazed. Science would never be the same again. Chapter 5. The First Nobel Prize. And Heartbreak. In 1903, Marie Curie became the first woman ever awarded the Nobel Prize in physics. It should have been the happiest time of her life. But only 3 years later, disaster struck. Marie Curie died suddenly in a tragic street accident. The love of her life was gone. Her research partner, her best friend, gone forever. Many believed her career had ended. Instead, Marie stood up. She took Pierre's position at the Sorbonne, becoming the university's first female professor. She refused to let grief define her future. Chapter 6. Making History. Again, Marie returned to her laboratory with one goal: finish what they had started. Years of relentless work finally led her to isolate pure radium. The achievement shocked the scientific world. In 1911, she received the second Nobel Prize. Not just another Nobel Prize. A Nobel Prize in a completely different field, chemistry. To this day, Marie Curie remains the only person to win Nobel Prizes in two different scientific sciences. Chapter 7. A Hero in War. When World War I began, Marie didn't hide in her laboratory. She took science to the battlefield. She designed mobile X-ray units that doctors could use near the front lines. Thousands of wounded soldiers were diagnosed and treated because of her invention. While others saw science as knowledge, Marie saw science as service. Chapter 8. The Price of Greatness. There was one danger no one fully understood: radiation. Marie handled radioactive materials every day. She carried them in her pockets. She admired their beautiful glow. She had no idea they were slowly destroying her body. Years later, she developed a plastic anemia caused by long-term radiation exposure. On July 4th, 1934, Marie Curie passed away. But her mission never ended. A legacy that still saves lives. Today, cancer treatments, medical imaging, nuclear science, and countless scientific breakthroughs all trace part of their history back to one determined woman. Marie Curie proved that greatness isn't reserved for the privileged. It belongs to those who refuse to quit. A little girl who wasn't allowed to attend university became one of the greatest scientists who ever lived. Her life reminds us that the biggest discoveries often begin with the smallest question: what if? If Marie Curie's story inspired you, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs a reminder that impossible dreams can become reality. Until next time, keep learning, keep dreaming, and never stop believing in the power of curiosity.